A Houston law firm famed for rescuing accident victims now faces a disaster of its own. In January 25th, 2026, their private jet crashed in a Maine snowstorm, killing attorney Tara Arnold, a woman who spent her life serving others. How could the champions of safety become victims themselves? The answer reveals one of the cruelest twists in modern legal history. Tara Arnold's name carried weight in Houston's legal and civic circles, but her influence reached far beyond the courtroom. As an attorney, she fought for people whose lives had been turned upside down by tragedy, families facing the aftermath of oil field explosions, catastrophic accidents, and wrongful deaths. Her work at Arnold Itkin was more than a job. It was a mission rooted in empathy and determination. Tara's dedication did not end with her clients. In Harris County Precinct 4, she became a driving force behind local nonprofits, quietly helping to build programs for children, support families in crisis, and expand access to legal resources. Her leadership in organizations like Precinct 4 Forward left a mark that colleagues and neighbors will not soon forget. When news broke of the crash, Harris County Commissioner Leslie Briones spoke for many. Commissioner Briones said Tara Arnold was a phenomenal person, a bold leader, and someone with a heart of service. She was very involved in Precinct 4 and in the nonprofit Precinct 4 Forward, and Commissioner Briones said her heart is with Kurt Arnold, their children, and everyone affected. Tara's life was filled with public victories and private acts of kindness. Friends remember her ability to listen, to bring people together, and to lead by example. Her loss leaves a gap in the community, a reminder that behind every headline, there are lives and legacies changed forever. Arnold Itkin's name is woven into the fabric of Houston's legal world, and its reach extends far beyond the city. Founded in 2004 by Kurt Arnold and Jason Itkin, the firm quickly built a reputation for taking on the toughest cases, catastrophic injuries, industrial disasters, and transportation accidents. Their courtroom victories set records. An $860 million verdict for a crane collapse in 2023, and a $2.25 billion award to a cancer victim 1 year later. These numbers are not just headlines. They represent a relentless drive to hold powerful interests accountable, and they have made Arnold Itkin a household name in Texas law. The firm's influence is not limited to the courtroom. In 2024, the founders pledged $40 million to University of Texas Athletics, a gift that put their family names on the scoreboard in Austin and underscored their deep ties to the community. Through their family foundations, Kurt and Tara Arnold, along with Jason and Keisha Itkin, have supported causes across Houston and beyond. The Bombardier Challenger 600 that crashed in Maine was registered to Arnold Itkin's Houston address. Both founders were confirmed safe and not on board, but the loss of Tara Arnold, a partner and a driving force in the firm's outreach, struck at the heart of the organization. As the investigation began, a firm spokesperson said they are cooperating fully with authorities and will do everything possible to support the families affected. In the aftermath of tragedy, the public looked to Arnold and Itkin for answers. Their record of transparency and advocacy raised expectations for openness as investigators began to piece together what happened on that icy runway. At 1:13 p.m., the Challenger 600 radioed for icing at Bangor International Airport. The jet had landed earlier that afternoon, arriving from Houston's Hobby Airport, with Paris listed as its final destination. Passengers and crew waited on the tarmac as snow continued to fall, the aircraft exposed to the elements during a ground hold that stretched for more than an hour. By 7:17 p.m., ground crews began applying Type 1 de-icing fluid, followed by a protective coat of Type 4 anti-icing fluid. The process took just under 20 minutes, with the final spray completed at 7:36 p.m. According to de-ice pad records, the crew did not request a return to the gate, nor did they report any mechanical issues. Instead, the Challenger taxied toward runway 33, passing through the dim lights and swirling snow that blanketed the airfield. 8 minutes separated the end of de-icing from the start of the takeoff roll. At 7:44 p.m., the aircraft lined up at the threshold and was cleared for departure. The elapsed time between de-icing and takeoff fell within the FAA recommended holdover window for anti-icing protection in light snow at sub-zero temperatures. Every action, the call for de-icing, the precise timing, the decision to proceed, was logged by airport operations and air traffic control. The Challenger's engines spooled up for takeoff, the crew advancing the throttles as the jet accelerated down the icy runway. In those final moments, every second counted. The ground timeline was complete. What happened next would be measured in a matter of heartbeats. Heavy snow and freezing fog blanketed Bangor International Airport as the Challenger 600 sat exposed on the tarmac. At 2 degrees Fahrenheit, the air held little moisture, but what did fall clung stubbornly to metal surfaces. Visibility dropped to 3/4 of a mile, making it nearly impossible to spot subtle changes along the wing. Meteorologists monitoring Winter Storm Fern noted that conditions like these can turn an ordinary takeoff into a dangerous gamble. Aircraft operating in snow rely on de-icing and anti-icing fluids to keep critical surfaces clear. The Challenger 600 received a fresh coat of Type 4 anti-icing fluid just 8 minutes before lining up for departure. According to FAA holdover timetables, that protection window can last anywhere from 9 to 30 minutes in light snow at such low temperatures. But holdover is only a guideline. It assumes steady conditions and no surprises. Reports from another flight crew that evening described ice reaccumulating on their wings within minutes, sticking as if no fluid had been applied at all. Ice disrupts the smooth flow of air over a wing, robbing it of lift. Even a thin, nearly invisible layer can turn a safe takeoff into disaster. The Challenger 600 series is certified for flight in known icing, but history shows that no amount of technology can fully eliminate risk if contamination goes undetected. Investigators will comb through de-icing logs, fluid batch records, and any evidence of last-minute wing checks to determine whether the Challenger's protection margin was enough, or if a silent buildup of ice proved fatal in those final seconds. Emergency crews at Bangor International Airport raced into action the moment the call came in. Airport rescue and firefighting units reached the burning Challenger 600 in less than 60 seconds, but the scene was already beyond hope. The jet had flipped upside down and flames engulfed the fuselage. 6 people were on board. None survived. The airport runways shut down immediately, and all operations were suspended for the next 48 hours. Investigators from the NTSB and the FAA began the painstaking process of preserving evidence, documenting every detail before the wreckage could be moved. The rapid response and swift closure reflected the gravity of the disaster, ensuring that nothing at the scene would be disturbed as officials prepared for a full investigation into what went wrong that night. In the hours after the crash, federal investigators from the NTSB and the FAA began assembling a detailed timeline. Their work follows a strict roadmap. Recover the cockpit voice recorder and the flight data recorder. Secure air traffic control recordings. Collect every de-icing and maintenance document from Bangor International Airport. Requests went out for witness statements, surveillance footage, and digital records that might clarify the crew's decisions. As evidence is logged, the broader context comes into focus. Winter Storm Fern battered 34 states that weekend, leaving more than 1 million people without power and forcing the cancellation of nearly 12,000 flights on Sunday alone. Airports and airlines across the country faced mounting pressure to keep operations moving, even as conditions deteriorated. The NTSB preliminary report is due within 30 days, a first look at the facts in a system stretched to its limits by the storm's reach. Every year, icing-related crashes still claim lives, despite well-known risks. As private aviation grows, safety decisions in severe weather remain a matter of life and death. For those left behind, one question lingers. In a world of expertise, why does tragedy still find a way? Share your thoughts below.